Hey guys, one last time to go over the review for the final. I'm going to post this in Google Classroom with the PDF version of it. So, what I did, how it looks is it's got a word bank that you can choose from to answer the 17 questions that are below it. Okay, so I have it sitting in front of me, so you'll see me looking down as I go over my notes. Number one says a comparison of two unlike things by saying that one thing is dissimilar object or thing. It usually contains am, are, is, was, and were. So the example, my dad is a monster in the morning before he drinks his coffee. So he is a monster. That one is a metaphor, okay? The next one would be the simile, a comparison of two things using like or as. Kenny's mouth was like the driest desert. Okay, so that uses like or as, that is a simile. Number three, a reference to a person, place, or event from literature, sports, history, movies, or the arts. Example, Heather's mysterious smile rivaled the Mona Lisa. So, with an allusion, that's what this one is. With an allusion, you're referencing something. You're not always naming it directly, but people will know what you're talking about. It's something pretty popular in culture or pretty common in culture. Number four, the moment of greatest interest or excitement in the story, its turning point. That's the climax of the story. That's when the big thing happens, whatever that big thing may be. Number five, a group of words whose collective meaning is quite different from their individual literal meaning. Example, when Bill joined the military, Dad said he was swimming with the sharks. Okay. Think that one would be an idiom. Think the example, if someone were learning a new language, if any of you, maybe English is your second language, or English was your first language, but Spanish or some other language is your second language. When you're learning a language, these are sayings that don't make sense to people who it isn't their first language. So if I walked up to somebody who didn't know a lot of English and I said, "Wow, your outfit's really cool." No, it's not cold, because they're thinking of the temperature. They're not thinking of the way we use cool today, as in, that looks good. So, an idiom is a saying that maybe doesn't make sense if you just look at the bare definitions of the words. So, number six, the author's message or important ideas conveyed in a book. Example, the power of skill over strength, survival, struggle for self definition. That's the theme, the message the author wants you to get. It's usually not one word. Sometimes authors might put one word. It's usually not one word. Usually it's more descriptive than that. Number seven, the repetition of the same initial consonant sound in a series of words. Example, Hal hit the house hard with a hammer. Okay, so it's that repetition of the first word. If any of you have little brothers or sisters, think Paw Patrol, think Captain Turbot. Captain Turbot speaks in all alliteration all the time. Number eight, giving human qualities to non-human things. Example, the sun smiled at the world as it rose in the morning. Personification. The sun is not a person. It does not smile at people, but we're giving it personification. Okay. All right, number nine, an exaggeration that cannot possibly be true. Example, Josie's new friend is as skinny as a toothpick. That is a hyperbole. It is not real to say someone is as skinny as a toothpick. It is not real to say I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. You're not gonna eat a horse. Number 10, a struggle between opposing forces or characters. Without this, a story would be boring. It is usually resolved in the resolution. Okay? So this one is the conflict. If there's no conflict in the story, totally boring. What is the point of writing the story if there's no conflict? So that one is conflict. Okay, number 11, a struggle between a character and his feelings. These are the different kinds of conflicts you can have in a story. So a struggle between a character and his feelings is an internal conflict, man versus self. Okay, so think about it. Internal is inside, external is outside, and then think about what the conflict is if you run into these questions. Okay, so again, number 11, a struggle between a character and his feelings. If it's inside him, which are his feelings, it's an internal conflict, man versus self. Number 12, a struggle between two characters. That's an external conflict because it's on the outside, man versus man, man versus another man. Or another woman. Doesn't matter. 13, a struggle between a character and Mother Nature, whether sickness, animals. That's an external conflict because it's on the outside. And it's man versus nature. Okay? We do that a lot here in Florida with hurricanes and storms. Number 14, a struggle between a character and the laws or beliefs of a group. Poverty, laws, anything like that. 14, external conflict, outside, man versus society. Number 15, the theme of the Graveyard Book. I'm asking you for what the theme is. I'm going to straight up tell you right now. The theme is family is important and you should always value them. All right? Think of all the things that happen in the story that make it very clear that who Bod's family is, and ultimately those are the ghosts in the graveyard, that's what's important. All right? It doesn't mean you have to be with them constantly. It doesn't mean that you have to talk to them constantly. But they've made Bod who they are. They've made him as strong as possible so that he can take the steps he takes in the end of the story. Not only to defeat the Sleer and defeat the Jacks, but to move past that. His family, Silas and all the other ghosts, the Owenses, they've made him strong enough, Miss Lepescu, they've made him strong enough to move forward, move past living in the graveyard and start to become an adult in the world that he's in. 16, the first part of the plot, when the characters and setting are revealed, that's the exposition. That's just telling us all about how this story is going to look and sound. And then 17, the part of the plot that sets the events in motion, that's the inciting incident. All right, to incite something means to start. If you've ever heard them talk on the news about inciting a riot, that's starting a riot. Okay, and the word incite means to start. All right, so that's the 17 questions on the review that kind of goes over all these things that were in, that we kind of saw in the book, but it just gives them firm terms. But also, since we had our mid-book test that was on chapters 1 through 4, I would like you to look over your questions, chapters 5 through 8. I'm going to pull some of those questions directly from what you worked on from the book. So you may see some questions from the chapter 8 questions. You may see some questions from the chapter 5 questions. But I'll pull a couple of questions directly from that. Now, just to tell you again what the test will look like, it'll be 20 to 25 multiple choice questions. All right. Every class will have a different version or some combination thereof of different questions. Okay, and you only have one chance to take it. So once you click on it, make sure you have the time to sit and finish it. Also, you will have between tomorrow, today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. The date on that will be, 5/28. You'll have through 5/28 to 6/1. That's June 1st. It's Monday. To take the test. After June 1st, the test, I will close the link to the test and you won't be able to get on and take it anymore. Obviously, I have to do grades. So that is the last day of the semester, so that will be it. So 20 to 25 questions. Everybody will have a different version. Once you click on it, you have to finish it. And you can sit down to take it any of those days between 5/28 to 6/1. But again, No matter what day you sit down, make sure you have time to finish it, because once you open it, that's it. That's your chance. Okay? All right. Good luck, guys. And I'll see you next year. Come and visit me next year when we're back. If we're back, I don't know. I hope you have a wonderful summer.